From agency CXO perspective, why is cookieless and the lack of transparent data a genuine problem?
Well, basically from an agency point of view, agencies are measured on success and results. With the demise of a cookie, how are you going to actually be able to show clients, right, you spent X, you got Y? There's a real kind of moment where, obviously, it's coming down the line, it's not here yet, so a lot of people probably are heading their sand about it at the moment, but proving the actual value of the investment on those spends, so whether that's search, display, out of home, whatever it may be, without that cookie moment, without that ability to track, there is going to be a big black hole where people won't be able to see the ROI on their investments.
What does that mean for the buying supply chain? What's going to have to change then? Because I can't imagine brands are going to be happy parting with millions of pounds of media spend if they're not getting evidential data about where it's going, how it's spent, what returns am I getting?
Supply chain, what's it going to do to them? Ultimately, people have got to smarten up about their analytics and their analytics capabilities. Gone are the days where you could just throw X thousand dollars into a hole where, all right, here's some impressions and here's some clicks. Advertisers expect more. Advertisers expect a story, be able to show what's actually cause and effect, direct attribution, indirect attribution. So publishers, agencies, everybody needs to smarten up, sharpen up around all their analytics capabilities. And there are solutions out there, and some of the things that Funnelful are doing are really solving some of those problems, but without actually getting in front of it in the here and now moment, people will be catching up at a rapid pace or will find themselves in a bit of an issue further down the line.
Who's going to benefit most from Funnelful's intellectual property? Operators, boardrooms, marketers, all of them?
Everybody, but in different ways.
Okay.
From a boardroom point of view, they'll be able to understand, okay, spent X, generated Y on a basic level, but they'll be able to understand a lot more meaningful insights around what type of businesses are looking at us or what sort of potential kind of opportunity sits outside of our target account list. But also understanding what a buyer journey and buying groups are looking at, different types of content, messages, all that sort of stuff. But ultimately they'll be able to say, all right, we're spending, we should either stop, increase, divert, whatever, but they'll be able to see that top line return. From an actual practitioner point of view, from a marketer point of view, all of the above, but insights around messaging, content, any particular spikes around geo trends, etc., etc. So there's a lot of stuff they'll be able to see. But from an agency point of view, all of the above, but also the ability to report honestly on you've spent X, we've delivered Y, here's the cost base, here's the impact, here's the recommendations on why you should do more, less, whatever it may be. But it's beneficial to everybody, but in slightly different ways. Because I think a lot of the stuff that's being talked about today is around B2B buying groups and buying journeys and all this wonderful stuff, which is great, but how do you measure it? How can you see it? And that's some of the things that Funnelful can bring to the party. There's some of the analytics capabilities that they can bring to the party, just by actually being able to show a holistic view.
And it's worth saying, Funnelful is very much B2B first. We spoke to Dan Shaw earlier. He was helping us understand the challenge with GA and how it's originated within the consumer world and is kind of being shoehorned into the B2B landscape. But the technology and the IP that Funnelful's bringing to market is very different, and it's B2B first, correct?
Absolutely. And Funnelful's not the only kid in the block. There's various platforms and players that have been established over the years. I think the key bit around all of this isn't the front end, isn't about a pretty dashboard. It's about the data that sits behind it, the kind of market coverage, market reach, and agency hat on. All of our advice to all of our clients, there is no one silver bullet. We would always work with a demand base, a 6 cents, a Funnelful, whatever, but it'll be 2 or 3 in a mix. It will never be one, because everybody's got strength in different areas. So whether it's big companies in America or small companies in Europe or whatever, nobody's got 100% data coverage. So don't walk into blind spots, because the key is really, the utopia is for any advertiser to be able to understand all of their web traffic, understand who they are, where they're coming from, what they're doing. If 50, 60% of it is unidentifiable, that's a lost opportunity. So use a few suppliers to actually make sure you've got as much data coverage as possible to make it work.
Just looking at that sort of supply chain, putting my own agency hat on, I'm thinking about how we manage budgets for our customers. Yet right now, customers are probably unaware of what's going on with this challenging cookie list, right?
Yep.
So more needs to be done in helping to educate the apparent challenge, but how we get past it without it having a tangible impact on your business.
I mean, there's the cookie impact, which isn't being helped because Google are constantly kicking it down the road. It will happen, definitely. The when is the question, which means maybe we're just parking the problem, and a lot of people are doing that. But there's also the whole data regulation issue. There's lots of different rules, laws, cases being fought across the world at the moment around privacy, etc. Those two put together are going to have a meaningful impact, and we've got to be aware of it. We've got to get in front of it and make sure that whatever solutions people are using have all of that in mind, because otherwise potentially all of the online activity that people are doing could be worthless as of tomorrow if everything gets switched off.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen. So that will fundamentally change the industry, won't it? You can see why B2B Ignite were really keen to get Funnel Fuel here to help inform on this topic. It's worth scrolling through the videos. You will see videos there from founders, pioneers behind the Funnel Fuel offering. We've also got the perspective from actual agency operators right now discussing why they're in conversation with Funnel Fuel. And we've got the customer lens. There are cynical and honest questions in all of those that should resonate with your thinking. So whether your thinking just sounds all good to be true, or how bad is the cookieless problem, there is content to inform you on it. Our mission is to help you navigate the next couple of years. This is a genuine problem, but it doesn't need to be for your brand. Thanks for watching.
And if I may, this isn't scare tactics. This isn't a case of the world's going to win tomorrow. This is something's happening. There is a change about to emerge, so let's get in front of it.
Couldn't have put it better myself.